with Sam,
Hey.
without fear.
Hey, I'm Samira, without fear.
So what's up, Sam? What's going on with you?
Not much. I'm here.
How you enjoying Jamaica?
Yeah, I love it.
You love it?
Yeah.
What's your favorite part so far? So what's your favorite thing about Jamaica besides O'Shea? You know what I'm
The
saying?
nature.
The nature.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Where you from originally?
From Switzerland.
You're from Switzerland.
Yeah.
So how does it compare though? Like in terms of just walking up to somebody on the street and saying, could you tell me what time it is? Or could you tell me where that bank is? How would it compare being here as opposed to being in Switzerland? How friendly are the people over there as opposed to out here?
So in Switzerland, you would go and say, hey, what time is it? And the people will react and tell you like, yeah, this and that. But here they're way more open and like friendly and help you and stuff.
Yeah.
Not so cold.
Not so cold.
They're
So,
warm. They're
Yeah.
warm.
yeah,
Warm.
so the people are like the climate here.
Yeah.
So, you say the people in Switzerland, they'll give you a response, but it's not going to be such a friendly response.
Yeah, it's just really like the answer and that's it.
So what do you think causes that? Because it couldn't be the temperature.
I say often it's the climate.
So yeah, that's probably true. Because if I'm standing in the cold and somebody asks me the time, I'm probably going to be less patient with them as opposed to if I'm standing out in the sun and the breeze is blowing, you know. So that makes sense. So like, in terms of coming before you came to Jamaica, right? Based on what you heard in terms of the infrastructure, what did you think Jamaica would look like?
I see some pictures, of course, before I come because I came here because of the music, reggae, and Bob Marley, and I really wanted to know more. So thanks to the interviews and stuff, I already knew a little bit how it would look like. But of course, it's always different when you arrive. Yeah.
So were you disappointed about anything at all when you came, as opposed to what you had in mind?
Like. No, I was more impressed.
You were more impressed?
Yeah, because you hear it from the music and everything and you see it. But when I came here and really see how Jamaica look and the
in terms of the infrastructure or?
No, just the vibes.
Just the vibes of the people?
Yeah.
So you were expecting the people to be more cold or?
Yeah, I didn't have any expectations. Like I was just
neutral.
Free coming and I was just really impressed, like in the positive.
In the positive
but,
way.
Yeah, it's in a lot of countries when you go, you don't think really much, But then I came here and I was like, wow, it's amazing.
So outside of Jamaica, how many Caribbean islands have you been?
I don't know Caribbean islands, but I've been in 35 countries.
35 countries.
Yes.
Are we in your top 5 favorite places?
Yes, the top one.
Oh, okay. So Jamaica. So you've been 35 countries in the world, and you're telling me that Jamaica is your favorite place in the world?
I have like 3-4 places I would say that are in this category.
Could you like give me a little list? Like your top 3?
Jamaica.
Number 1?
Australia. And Switzerland.
So you're home bias. Alright, so if you had to eliminate Switzerland and put a third, what would it be? Italy.
Yeah.
Not a home again.
Yes.
So let's eliminate that other home and try to replace it with another place. Let's see what your third would be.
That's a hard one. Because they're all so nice,
Yeah.
So maybe another Caribbean island.
Which one? Cuba? Been to Cuba?
Yeah, but maybe more like Cayman Islands.
Cayman Islands.
Or Bahamas.
Bahamas sounds nice from what I've heard.
Yeah.
But the thing is, us in the Caribbean, we don't really think about going to the Caribbean when we think about traveling. Because it's just more beaches and more Caribbean households.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, but when I think about leaving Jamaica, Switzerland, if I never met you, or worked in the tourism industry where I meet people from different countries. Switzerland wouldn't be one of those countries that cross my mind.
Mm-hmm.
It's always America or England or Canada. Why don't you think people think about Switzerland in that way in terms of immigration? Is it hard to go there?
Yeah, it's really hard.
It's really hard.
Yeah.
Ah, damn. Why do you think it's that hard?
Because of the system, how it's set, like you need to have a visa and everything.
And it's very difficult to get that visa.
Yeah, and it's a really expensive country.
Wow. So in Switzerland there aren't a lot of poor people?
Not so much.
Not so much?
No.
Give me a ratio.
I don't know. But it's not. It's not so much people that are.
Alright, do you see homeless people on the street?
Not really.
You've never seen a homeless person on the street over there?
I see, but it's really rare.
Mm.
Yeah.
So even if there's a homeless person on the street, what kind of condition is he in? Does he look really bad? Like, does the system allow them to get to a level where they're unsightly?
No, really. If you want, like, if you don't want, like, if you want to live outside of the system, kinda.
Yeah.
But it's not that they look really bad. No.
They don't. Mm. So, you've seen homeless guys in Jamaica?
Yeah.
They're scary, right?
Yeah.
You know why that is?
Why?
Because we live in a system where we don't have that much attention being paid to mental health. You know, so a lot of people are walking around crazy. Even people dressed up going to work and their mental health isn't intact because we don't focus on that. You know, or if you go to the place where the psychiatric ward at the hospital, it's overrun with people.
Yeah.
What's it like? What's the mental health system like over in Switzerland?
It's you have like people who have mental problems, but because of how the system is set, and yeah, you kind of work all of your life, and we have a lot of burnouts. It's
Burnouts.
called. Yeah.
What's the number one cause of death? You know?
I don't
You don't know. Like O'Shane was telling me about there's a lot of suicide.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm.
It's a lot of suicide.
What do you attribute that to?
Exactly to how the system is set, because you kind of can never really explore your whole individual if you're always busy like working for the system.
So there's
being
no
so
freedom
robotic.
really. There's no freedom, you're saying?
Like not so much freedom. There is freedom like in different aspects. Like you have financial freedom. You have like a little bit more peace of mind because of that.
Yeah.
But it's not real freedom. Like from the heart, it's not.
So there's a very low suicide rate in Jamaica. I've never checked the statistics, but whenever somebody dies out here from suicide, you hear about it. It's something that spreads, so that says it doesn't happen very often.
Yeah.
But at the same time, what you call that now? The difference between people that are rich and people that are poor. What do they call that? The wage gap? Is that the wage gap? No, the poverty line or what? The poverty line is way lower. Yeah, so
Middle class.
yeah, like middle class versus the poor versus the rich. So in a system that's way more successful in terms of infrastructure, you have more people killing themselves. And in a system that's way less successful in terms of infrastructure, you have way less people killing themselves. I wonder.
More people killing each other.
Yeah, but more people killing each other. But maybe look at England. A lot of deaths don't happen in England, especially gun death, because you have a very few guns in England, but only because the laws are so stringent, and when they catch you with a gun, they will give you a life sentence or some shit like that over there. So maybe in a Switzerland, they punish the shit out of you if they catch you with a gun, right?
It really depends, because the people who go to the military, they get a gun.
Yeah.
So they would have if they really want to, they would have the possibility, but it's not really something that happen. Like,
So they have gun murders over there?
not really. Like,
Is there a ghetto?
yeah, but
What's a ghetto like in Switzerland?
it's different than what you would say ghetto, but it's more like when the house, like high buildings and like clustered, more concrete than nature, and like just a lot of people.
Poor people?
Yeah, more poor. Like in Switzerland, they're not really poor, but poorer. Yeah.
Poorer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's no ghettos in Switzerland.
There is, but you can't really. Yeah, I call it.
What about gangsters? Are there gangsters over there?
Maybe they call themselves gangsters.
You ever met a Swiss gangster that you can remember?
No.
No? Yeah, that sounds really interesting. So it's cold. People don't like to tell you the time because they don't want to stop and freeze their balls and their asses off. Ain't no gangsters, no gun murders. That sounds like a paradise to me, except for the people killing themselves. You know, because.
But that's the point, because it's so beautiful. It's such a paradise. Like you see the nature, it's amazing. It's like no crime. And then you have this inner struggle, you know, the people say, why I'm not happy, why can I not be free, and all of this. And I guess that's the point where they...
I wonder if it's because there's so much more to compare yourself to.
And yeah, and also you have so much possibilities, which you don't really know yourself, because the system don't give you time to know yourself.
How young do you start working in Switzerland?
From 16.
From 16?
Yeah.
So were you working at 16?
Yeah.
Did you have to or did you choose to?
I choose to. It's like a school you do with work. And then I say I want to be independent as quick as possible and earn some money.
What's the earliest age you can remember thinking of the word independent and applying it to yourself?
I would say when childhood ended.
Damn. Because you seem like, you know, like you've been. There's not a lot of people who's going to grow up in a society like Switzerland the way you've described it, and even think about a word like independent, more or less put it into practice as it relates to their life. You know, so you were commendable from the beginning. That's what I'm getting. Right? So. Just like the argument that we was making with 5 Star earlier, when we were saying, when no matter where a king comes from, he's a fucking king.
Yeah.
You know, because it's in its blood, it's gonna always shine through. So in your future, right, when you have your kids and you're all settled down, where do you see yourself settling? Jamaica, Italy, or Switzerland?
In Jamaica.
We stole one more. We stole one more. Damn. So when do you go back?
I go back like soon, like about 2 months.
About 2 months. Yeah.
But
So,
I will be back soon.
what's your favorite thing about Jamaica on the real? Say his name. You can say his name.
Oh, shame.
Beach.
Skylor
Beach.
or Lobster?
And of course the beach. Yeah.
It's between you, Lobster, and the beach. Yo, do you have anything that you want to say to your future kin?
Come to Jamaica. You will see the beautiful beaches and the blue mountains. It's really nice.
Yeah, yo.
My friend, I did that one too.
Yeah, yo. And make sure when you come to Jamaica, you check out Without Fear. No matter where you are in the world, check it out. There ain't no boundaries, no borders to your imagination. You're free to think, you're free to be, you're free to look, you're free to see. So look, be, and motherfucking see. And that was me. Samira, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Peace. You know what it is. Scan.